Paw'dCats Sports.
Paw'dCats. Hey yo, Cats fans! Welcome back to the jungle.
We're in the jungle?
Bill Snyder's jungle. Well, we made the frogs croak, and we took down the Knights in the thunderstorm.
Yes, this isn't just a game. Apparently, it's a reckoning. Saturday, November 1st at 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bill Snyder Family Stadium become a battle.
Yep. Kansas State, 4-4, 3-2 in the Big 12, faces off against number 13, Texas Tech, 7-1, 4-1 in the Big 12. A clash with Big 12 championship implications and a decade of dominance on the line.
I like that. You said Texas who?
Tech.
Cares. That's who. Yes, a decade of dominance is on the line. Did you ever own that DVD, by the way? The decade.
Yeah, I think I still have it.
Nice. I think I spent $110 on that in college with my student loan refund check. So it's sitting in a drawer back here, I think. I have an old Xbox I could play it on. But anyway, it has been a decade of dominance in this series. The Wildcats have not lost to Texas Tech since
2014, 15?
15. Yes, the
2015.
Joe Huebner year. 2016 was when Patrick Mahomes came into Manhattan and we defeated the Red Raiders. He threw a lot of picks that day, but he threw a couple last night too. That was tough. But the Chiefs still came out victorious. But yeah, a lot of dominance in this rivalry for the Cats. We got to keep that moving forward on Saturday. We are recording this, by the way, on what? Is it Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. A little bit early. I got to hit the road, Got to head up 35 through that garbage state known as Oklahoma to get to the other side, Kansas. And then we'll be heading up from Wichita to Manhappiness Saturday morning for this kickoff. Very excited. Very excited. What can we expect weather-wise when I get to Manhattan?
Crisp 58-degree kickoff under partly cloudy skies, light wind from the northwest, so probably make it feel a little colder.
A little bit chilly.
Perfect football weather, perfect Wildcat weather. You can catch this game on Fox, on the radio. You're looking at KMAN 1350 AM in Manhattan, Wichita KNSS 98.7 FM or 1330 AM, Kansas City KCSP 610 Sports Radio, Lubbock KTTU-FM double T 97.3.
Man, just download TuneIn Radio and go to 101.5.
Or you can do that.
Easier. That's for the olds. 58 degrees. I heard it's going to be a little bit cooler, maybe closer to 50. So, and if that north wind picks up, then yeah, it's going to be chilly. I'm going to layer up probably 3 layers. Probably 3. Yeah. The sun will be beating down on us in section 21, maybe just 2. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's not that big of a deal. Fox is bringing the heat. Gus Johnson's in town. Old Gus on the play-by-play. Then the quarterback, Joel Klatt. Do you know where Joel Klatt played quarterback when he was in college?
Don't know. Don't really care.
It's a Big 12 school. It used to be a Pac-12 school. And before that, it was also a Big 12 school.
Colorado.
That's Colorado. That's Buff. Anyway, Jenny Taft, my girl, going to be on the sideline. I might ask her to marry me if she comes over by section 21. Might actually make a sign. I'm part of the Taft pack. Are you? No, he's not. You're a little bit younger, though. Jenny's more like, I think she's in her 40s like me. So anyway, shout out Jenny Taft. Love you. I'll be seeing you at, row 1, section 21. Come see me. And we'll cut it up on the history of this Tech-Kansas State rivalry. First game ever in Big 12 history was played in Manhattan against Texas Tech way back in 1996. Quarterback Zebby Lethbridge was leading the Red Raiders back in those days. Byron Hanspard was in the backfield, and the turf was about a 1/4 inch thick over concrete. And the crown was the biggest crown west of the Mississippi, is what I've been told. That's what Stan said. But anyway, the Cats come in with a 4-4 record. We're 3-2 in the Big 12. Now up to 31 points per game. We crossed the 30-point barrier. our 42-point outburst in Lawrence. We're up to 367.1 yards per game. And our turnover margin, I think, does lead. Our turnover margin's 6 in the FBS, but we have the most takeaway in the FBS, so we're +9. And we've been harping on that the last couple weeks, so that's good to see. Red zone scoring, top 20. 92% of the time, the Cats are scoring in the red zone.
Yes.
Right. So what's working, man? What's not? What's getting us there?
So this is segment 1, Kansas State season breakdown, right?
Yeah, up to this point.
Avery Johnson obviously has been working for us. He hasn't had to do much. He's been getting a lot of good protection from our O-line as well the past 2 games for sure. And of course our defense. Our defense has been playing very, very well. They're going to need to have another performance that they've had the past 2 games to compete with the Raiders.
Yeah, we're going to wreck Tech. That defense, we're going to wreck Tech now. Red Baron's coming to town. We're going to wreck him. Can Joe Jackson, can he build on his 3.5-yard averages per carry?
Oh, man. It's probably a good thing he's not running on that concrete you're talking about. Thicker turf here.
Yeah, it's a miracle those guys survived that.
We're going to need our O-line to step up big time in this game because I think we're going to need Joe Jackson to run consistently. We got to stick with our identity. I don't want us to abandon the run game completely like we've kind of seen in some games, like maybe against Baylor a little bit and earlier in the season. So it's a little concerning because they have a great D-line. And they have really good linebackers. One linebacker that could be the best in the entire country.
Yeah, you're talking about Rodriguez, correct?
The linebacker?
Jacob Rodriguez. He's the leading tackle getter at
Bailey.
69. Jacob Rodriguez. Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Bailey. D. Bailey. He has 10.5 sacks.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah,
he's leading the country.
He's the linebacker, you're right. Jacob Rodriguez, too, leading tackler on the team. So, yeah, a lot of sacks. We got to keep him out of the backfield. I hope they're watching film, seeing what they've been doing.
Yeah, that's one thing. You see 10.5, and it just stands out. That's leading the country, maybe the best linebacker in the country. So it'd be interesting to see what he's doing back there to get into the backfield. So we got to get hands on him for sure.
He definitely drew my attention to David Bailey. What number is this cat? I'll be making sure I keep an eye on him. Number 31 in the linebacking core. Yeah, 10.5 sacks, man. 2 forced fumbles. So let's keep him out of the backfield.
Mm-hmm. That's just going to go back to us staying disciplined, right? I think it opens up for, having that, tight package and having two tight ends, too tight. And
double tight.
Ball, double tights thrown over the middle to get more blockers in there. Maybe just like we did against, I think, Baylor, we were torching them over the middle with Jerron Tibbs. So you'd want to see that from Kansas State as well.
Yeah, if they're going to abandon the middle of the field to bring that 5th and 6th guy, then certainly you need to run some of those drag routes and slants. And like you said, maybe some pops over the middle to those tight ends. And that should be enough to balance out their pressure, I would hope, if you can execute those sorts of plays. But yeah, we got to be able to run the ball, no doubt. That's always the case. And then that will open those things up for Avery. So it starts with Jackson.
Yeah, and once again,
my guy, man. My guy.
Yeah, Joe Jackson. If he has a good game, and he can rush, 75 to 100 yards, that's going to be huge for us. But we're also going to need Avery to be that dual threat quarterback because they're going to get a lot more pressure on us than the past 2 or 3 teams have in Baylor and TCU and KU. Much better defensive line.
Well, hopefully we're ready to balance it out with quicks and screens and things like we just mentioned over the middle with those short slant routes and drag routes to keep them honest on the interior and negate some of that. So is this the week? I got a question for you. Is this the week that Jace Brown becomes a household name? We're on 2:30.
I hope he's doing this shimmy
in your program. Y numero uno in your heart.
I hope he's doing his shimmy at the end of the game again. We could see Jace Brown put up some big numbers. Let's hope, but this defense is much better than KU, of course, and TCU and Baylor. But Jace Brown can come up. Jace Brown and Avery Johnson can come up big at big time games, and I think it's building off what you said. If we can get those quick screens and those quick outs going, and limit the outside runs, right? No, none of the reverse nonsense. I don't think that's going to catch them off guard. If you're going to run it, just try to run it up the middle, up the gut, and find some holes and beat the blitz, right?
Yeah, no doubt. We'll see if we can get it done. I'm very excited for this matchup because, like I said in the post game for KU, this feels like a true Power 4 matchup to me. These are two of the OGs, after all, from the original Big 12. So, are you ready to move to the other side of things? You want to break down Texas Tech a little bit?
Let's talk real quickly on. We got another couple minutes. Let's talk real quickly on the defense containing Tech's explosive wide receivers. Do you think we can do that?
Oh boy, the secondary has been improving, and they've had plenty of opportunities against good passing offenses to do it at least 2 of the last 3 weeks, maybe 2 of the last 4 weeks, count them by. Obviously not counting KU's passing offense because it was atrocious, but yeah, I mean, Texas Tech is going to bring the pain with some of these receivers, and there's 5 of them that are putting up good numbers. They're almost 300 or more yards on the season. Jacoby Williams, 19 for 295. Terrence Carter, the tight end, 23 for 297. Reggie Virgil, 363 on 32 receptions. Coy Eakin, 34 receptions, 455 yards. And then the top dog, Caleb Douglas, 33 catches for 512 yards. So, and there's, I think, 10, 14, 16, almost 20 touchdowns between those top 5, 18 to be exact. The 2 guys who are getting the pay dirt the most are Virgil and Carter, so we'll see. 5 apiece.
Yeah, Carter's.
They got weapons, man. They got weapons.
Carter's going to be their guy in the red zone for sure. He's tight end with 5 touchdowns, so we need to look out for that. It's one of those games where you got to bend but don't break. Try not to give up, more than a couple, I'd say, deep shots and explosives. I feel like it's going to happen, especially if, maybe Wesley Fair's out there because he's been getting beat a few times this year. But he, maybe he'll come out, have a game. Zayshawn Rich, have a game. BJ Payne, safeties, have a game. And they're going to know this is coming, right? So what we've been doing last week and I think the week before, as long as we push that through 4 quarters, then I think we'll be all right. Especially with Baron Morton at quarterback. I don't trust him.
Yeah, I was going to mention Baron, the Red Barons coming to town. He did start. He began the season as a starter, and then Will Hammond, I think, took over for him for a little bit. But Will Hammond, of course, tore his ACL last weekend. He'll be out for the remainder of the season, so it's going to be all Baron Morton. And he actually did not suit up last week, and he's recovering from an injury of his own. So it'll be really interesting to see how this shakes out. And if for some reason he were to go down, it's on to Mitch Griffiths for that mob defense. I'd be chomping at the bit if I sold Mitchie out there.
It'd be great for us.
Palooza, you know what I mean?
That would be great for us.
If you see number 12 at quarterback on Saturday for the Red Raiders, then it's time to send the house. And maybe make an in-game live bet with 3 tractors.
All right, let's.
We're not to degenerates yet. We're not there. Calm down.
Let's move to Tech. Segment 2, Texas Tech season breakdown.
Yeah, we're already coming in a little bit. Yep.
So they're 7-1, 4-1 in the Big 12. This is a team that, has been, by everyone, every analyst in the country has said, oh, it's top 10 team, best team in the Big 12, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. 4-1 in the Big 12, man. I don't see it. I haven't seen it all year, right? I think they've played some pretty weak competition.
They're good. I mean, they're 7-1.
Yeah, and
hey, we were 7-1 last year going into Houston. That's
and when you look at it, right? I mean, they're 7-1 and they're putting up big numbers. They're 4th in FBS in points per game, 43.6 points per game. Their total offense 499, about 500 yards per game. Their defense is only letting up 264 yards per game, which is 10th in the FBS, and they do have a good turnover margin at +5.
All those stats are very impressive to have one of the leading offenses and defenses in the nation. That's That's deserving of a top 10 ranking.
Yeah, so you see those numbers, and even though you've played weak competition, when you have numbers like that, then you've got to be in the top 15 for sure.
Well, you're saying weak competition. Let's go back and look at this schedule. Texas Tech, of course, beat Oklahoma State at home last weekend, shut them out, but they did lose their quarterback. Hey, their leading passer last week was Griffiths, by the way, 172 yards. But anyway, the week before that, they did go down to the desert and lost old Sparky down there. And,
not as weak, but they took the L.
Yeah, for sure. They beat KU. They beat KU by the same margin as we did, but they played them in Lubbock. We played KU in Lawrence. They won at Houston, man. And Houston's a good ball club. Winning at Houston, that's their biggest win. And at Utah, man. So you can't discredit those two back-to-back road wins. But, yeah, the non-conference, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Kent State, Oregon State's terrible. They just wrecked all three of those. But give them credit for going on the road and winning 2 of their 3 so far.
Yeah, Houston and Utah's good.
Down Phoenix.
Houston, Utah's good. But I think that Utah game, man, they were tied late in the game, and then that Hammond guy came in.
So, yes, that is correct. And he just owned the second half. And I think that's when he kind of took over the starting role there for a little bit as Baron Morton was recovering from his lingering injury. And those are some wide margins, man. 34-10, 35-11 against 2 pretty good ranked teams on the road.
All right, so Baron Morton, efficiency, 68.4 completions, 13 TDs, 3 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Cameron Dickey is a ball catcher and a ball runner.
Yes.
A dual threat impact there. He absolutely destroyed Kansas earlier in the year. Cameron Dickey, 113 carries for 678 yards, and he's also had 13 catches for 133 yards. So when he catches the ball, 10.2 average. And we didn't mention earlier that every single wide receiver that has more yards ahead of him has over 10 yards per catch, which is damn good.
Big chunks.
Yeah, so very explosive. But you got Baron Morton, man. I don't think, man. I don't know. I think if our D line can get to him and put pressure on him, just like we have been the past few games against these top passers in the country, right? Then I think we'll be all right against their offense.
Well, the Red Baron back during the Great War, for those of you who need a history lesson, is credited with 80 straight victories in dogfights. And he is the deadliest flying ace of World War I, the Red Baron. So, Manfred von Richthofen. The Red Baron's coming to town, boy. But this is going to be the mission where he finally goes down.
Let's hope so.
Study your history, kids.
Hope so. Do you think they can maintain their momentum without Will Hammond? We've kind of been...
Yeah, it's going to be a little shaky at quarterback, but he's played plenty of downs, and he's had starts under his belt this season. So I don't expect him to miss a beat. The only question is he fully recovered from whatever injury he had that kept him out last week? So,
yeah, I think for us, our crowd needs to come out strong, which I know they will, and we should have, over 52,000 at this game.
People will be excited.
It's going to be loud.
Yeah.
It's going to be the most difficult environment they played in other than maybe Utah, at Utah. Because Arizona State, when I watched that game, they did not have a lot of fans. And, of course, Houston was still kind of trying to get on the come up there.
Yeah, that experience in Houston last year was horrible. The crowd was horrible. The weather was horrible. The game was horrible. Cougars, you got a good team. Get out and support them.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough environment, and
always is.
Need to bring that electricity from the crowd and probably start off early playing well.
Hey, man, with Gus in the booth, I don't think that's going to be a problem, man. The fans are going to be fired up, especially when they see Jenny come out. Yeah. I know I'm going to be fired up. So, sorry I didn't let you finish your statement there.
No, you're fine.
Extra point to make. I think that's the most excited thing. The thing I'm most excited for. I can't even contain my excitement. Jenny Taft. Sideline reporter. Marry me. Take half. I don't care.
All right, real quick, we're going to go to segment 3 for the head-to-head history and the rivalry heat.
Yeah, this should be interesting. Love the history. What we got?
The Cats have won 8 straight versus Tech. The last time Texas Tech won in Manhattan was in 2008.
Ron Prince.
Oh, God, yep, of course. Recent scores, Cats 38-21 in 2023 and Cats 42-17 in 2024. I hope those are right.
That game 2 years ago was, of course, Avery's breakout, 5 touchdowns on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Last season, 42-17. That sounds a little sketchy.
Yeah, I don't even know. Do we?
I'm gonna go ahead and take a look here.
I don't think we even played them last year.
Texas Tech, 2024. Yeah, man, basketball they beat us 60-59. So that sucked.
Yeah, that was
on January 13th, 2024. Not 25. That's 2 seasons ago. Basketball. But yeah, it doesn't appear as though.
I don't even think we played them last year.
We did. So yeah, think for yourselves, kids. Don't always use AI. But is this streak? Is it in the heads of the Texas Tech fan base and players and coaches?
It's in the fan base, maybe.
Oh, it is. I see it all over the internet.
Players, no, because it's a completely brand new team. Maybe Baron Morton a little bit, but some of these other guys, no, they don't care. I think they may think they're gonna come into Manhattan and we're 4-4, and it's not gonna be a tough environment, and then.
They should know better. They didn't play in the Mountain West or anything, so they should.
I don't know, man.
They should.
We'll see.
They've been to Manhattan before, and rarely do they come out with victories. Last time they beat us in Manhattan.
Oh yeah, the coaches know. The fans know, but these players that are all from the portal that have played ball in other conferences, I don't know if they know.
I got a name for the portal people, but I can't say it on the pod. So after I retire,
the TPs.
I think about the PHs, the P-dubs. Anyway, the portal. Hey, man, if you're not doing your homework with the internet these days, and you think you're just going to stroll into Manhattan, there's going to be 25 people there, maybe you're sourcing your information from AI in 1988.
More than 25, about 100.
100 million.
All right, so let's talk about our keys to victory.
Keys? No boots, just keys.
All right, Kansas State's keys. Win the time of possession. This is going to be huge this game. We're going to have long drives, but it's...
Need to keep the Red Baron on the runway.
Kids. You're going to see a lot of the little dip and dunk plays, I'd imagine, maybe some screens, but we're going to have to take shots. We want to take shots. We want to throw the ball over the middle to Duran, and we're going to run... I want us to run the ball through the blitz and through their linebackers, but I don't know if that's going to happen in order to win that time of possession, because we've got to have those long, methodical drives. Getting our third downs. Our third downs are going to be extremely important again this game. We want that to be over 50%.
Got to do better.
We got to put pressure on Morton early. I think that's going to be huge for the crowd noise and the environment, and then just for the team in general. And we've been doing well the past few weeks, putting pressure on the quarterbacks, and then score in the red zone.
If we win the toss, do we want the ball or do we want to defer?
Take the ball, baby.
You sure about that?
Yep, take them down.
I would say defer. Trust your defense to shut them down and take that ball in the second half.
Hey,
that's just me, man. Some coaches, that's their philosophy. We win the toss, we get the ball, let's go score and just, break them early and often. We'll see what happens.
Actually, no, you're right. You're right. Probably defer, because I do think that their offense is going to be lacking if our defense plays the kind of way it's been playing. So this could be a very low-scoring game.
Yeah, and I think if you can plant that seed early and put that seed of doubt in the mind of the offense for Texas Tech, that should help you build some momentum and hopefully carry it.
Texas Tech keys, they're obviously going to want to throw the deep ball. They're going to try to force turnovers, and they're going to control tempo with quick strikes. Turnover battle is obviously big in this one, too. We are +9, so we are one of the better teams in the country, so we got to beat them in the turnover battle.
Always major. And both defenses are good at taking the ball away, so that'll be very interesting to look at, to see which teams can force those interceptions, fumble recoveries, strip sacks. You name it. Special teams plays could play big into this. You're right. Got to control the tempo. Got to own the time possession. Got to win the turnover battle, like you always do.
We honestly could see a very conservative game here.
It's possible. I thought about that. I know we're not there yet, but I'm taking the under. We'll talk about that in a minute.
So we kind of got into this, but which team do we think benefits most from a fast start?
Oh, I think Texas Tech would benefit the most from a fast start because that'd give them confidence on the road to capitalize and continue to compound that interest in the first half. So I think they would benefit the most. Kansas State, if we start fast on our, offensively and put up some points, then I think that obviously that benefits you, but I don't think to the degree that it might benefit Tech being the road team. And the Cats offense has not shown a lot of consistency even during the better times of the last 3 to 4 weeks. There's still been some interruptions to the flow from drive to drive. And I think it would benefit more Texas Tech being the road team and building their momentum, especially early.
Yeah, if it's early and they shut down the crowd a little bit, they get up like 14-0. That's going to be bad news. Because then you're going to have to rely on Avery. They're going to start bringing it on defense.
And the students are going to go to the parking lot and drink their faces off.
Yeah, exactly. So we cannot let them get out to a fast start.
No, definitely not. We're going to have to be ready to roll. Purple. Get ready to roll. Purple. Get ready to roll. Say what?
All right, segment 5, turning point and Big 12 implications. Kansas State is still alive in the Big 12 race. Tech
just barely,
could,
just a little bit.
Just barely. Tech could tie for first with a win, but
they do not control their own destiny, I don't think. But
they do not.
No.
But BYU and
they
Cincinnati.
lose, they're probably done.
BYU and Cincinnati control their own destiny.
Yes,
and if Tech loses, they're definitely not done because they would only have 2 losses, and you could end up with 4, 5, 6 teams with 2 losses in this conference.
I misspoke. Who does Texas Tech play after they leave Manhattan? Back in Lubbock. And people are pissed because it's starting at 11 a.m. But I think it's
Utah. No, not Utah. BYU. No. BYU.
Tech does control their own destiny.
Not if they lose this game.
If they beat us, yeah.
But there's a lot of things.
Big if.
There's a lot of things that can happen in this conference because BYU and Cincinnati play each other. Houston plays Baylor and TCU. TCU plays Cincinnati. Right, so we could have 5, 6 teams with 2 losses in this conference when it's all said and done. And if that's the case, then Kansas State's probably definitely not going to get in.
Right.
Because our strength of schedule playing Oklahoma State and Colorado and UCF just wouldn't get us over the hump.
Yeah, and KU. So we're down there at the bottom.
Yeah, unless KU can win some games.
But if you think back, go ahead. Sorry.
We need KU, TCU, Tech to keep winning, obviously, after we beat them in Baylor. I think those are the teams, and maybe if Iowa State can pull an upset, right, that would help us out a little bit, but they haven't been looking great.
I know the league was significantly smaller, but if you think back to all the times Kansas State competed or won a Big 12 title, 98, obviously, we had no losses going into the game. 2000, we had, I believe, 2 losses heading into that championship game, fell short by 3 to the eventual national champs. 03, we had 2 losses going into that game, and of course, we won the Big 12 title. In 12, we had 1 loss heading into that Texas game, which technically wasn't a Big 12 title game, but it was by default. And then 2022, we also had 2 losses in league play and came back and won the title. So it's possible. It's not probable, but it's still possible.
I think in the Big 12, right, anything can happen here in these last few weeks. You could see TCU surge. You could see Houston losing a random game against West Virginia. It's things that aren't probable, but just randomly could happen, right? It's college football.
Yeah, I would feel a lot better if we would have pulled out that victory in Waco. We'd be, we'd be right in the driver's seat, I feel like, almost, but not quite controlling our own destiny, but pretty close. With 2 losses and being 2 games behind both Cincinnati and BYU and playing neither of them,
they do play each other. Yeah. So that's important. Somebody's got to lose that game.
We would have to win a tiebreaker almost certainly against one of those 2 teams, unless there's no way they're both going to lose 3 games.
Well, they play TCU.
It's possible.
So TCU, we're going to be TCU fans here the last few weeks.
University, I root for Trash Can University. I don't care.
All right, is this a defining moment for Avery Johnson's legacy?
No.
Okay.
It's not. We're 4-4. No one expects us to get the Big 12 title game at this point. It's not. At this point for Avery, it's going to be, it's really going to hinge on next season. And should he come back and guys like Jason, all those come back, and it's going to be what we do next year. But we should be set up as long as we can finish with momentum here in 2025.
Yeah, and we do expect to probably lose a few people, but if we can keep most of our roster, then we should be in solid condition.
We're going to win the Armed Forces Bowl, and they're going to rank us 15th for no reason preseason next year. Because we won that Rain Bowl, and we came out ranked 17th, and I was kind of thinking to myself, why? What did we do in November and December last year to deserve a number 17 preseason ranking other than beating a garbage Rutgers team and a crappy bowl?
Yeah, and the off season is so long that we get hyped up, right? And we initially are like,
oh my god,
we initially are like our offensive line, is going to be shaky, or secondary because we have so many new players. But we get so hyped up that we're like, oh, these guys can actually be good, and so
it's that hope, man. It's that hope. Everybody's got it. Until you get smacked in the face and go 0-2 or 3, 4, 1-3, something like that. Anyway, K-State's still alive in the Big 12 race. Very improbable. I wouldn't get your hopes up.
We're alive, but improbable.
Yeah.
But anything can happen.
First for the win, of course. BYU and Cincinnati are looming. Anything else we should talk about here?
Nope. Segment 6.
What was the Oh, sorry.
Bets!
Yeah. I was going to ask you what the turning point of a war was, but who cares? The American Revolution. Yeah, that'd be the Battle of Saratoga. But anyway, it's time for the bets. Bets. If you hit a 6-banger, you might be able to pay the mortgage off, man.
All right, the spread here. Texas Tech is -7. -7, not 7.
That's on the money line.
So
you take +7.5. Get out of town.
The over/under is 52.5.
Under. Undies.
Actually, okay. Let me think about my score again and think about that. Let me add that up.
Gordon will be great.
Okay, yeah, under, barely. Under.
Cats money line. That's the only way to go. If you're betting on Texas Tech, uninstall your apps.
I do Cats. Right now. If you're going to go Cats money line, you think we're going to pull the upset, you might as well hit the -2.5.
Yeah, so you can get screwed on a last-second field goal that sends it to overtime or something. I don't know. Don't do that, Cats fans. Take the money line. You don't need to stretch it. All right.
Stretch it.
There's no need to press your luck. You're going to catch a whammy.
Don't be scared.
I'm really scared. It's Texas Tech's best team on our schedule, probably.
I don't think this spread is disrespectful to K-State's home field advantage.
I do.
I don't. I mean, being 4-4, we lost to Army at home, so we probably deserve the -7 here.
Hey, all that Texas Tech deserves is a loss, and that's what they're going to get.
And it says, will the over hit with both offenses rolling? No.
Well, obviously, if both offenses are rolling, it's going to hit, but that ain't going to happen. So
that's not going to happen.
Under.
So what is... Actually, before we get to the final projection...
Yes, they projected it for you. Did you see that? Nice. So you don't even have to think about it anymore. You can just copy and paste.
What do we think on some other players? Or what do we think on player props? What do we think on Avery's passing yards?
Oh, what's it going to be at?
It doesn't show. It's not on there, but I'm hoping it'll be on there later in the week. I'm guessing against this defense, it'll probably be like 175 to 180, or maybe 190.
190s, 200s, not over 210. Over 200? Over under.
I think he'll get over 200.
If he gets over, we have a chance to win. So
because
230. But we're going to throw the ball more than 17 times this week, I have a feeling. So.
Yeah, we may throw it closer to 30.
Yeah. That ground game doesn't get rolling early.
Joe Jackson, I'd stay away.
I'm praying for the over. I ain't going to bet the under, though. I'm not betting against my team.
I'd stay away from him. I'd just stay away from him, probably. This may be a game where
in the end zone. Maybe
you take Jerron Tibbs. I like Jerron Tibbs in this game.
Yep. Can't go wrong with Jace. Might as well just roll on that Jace gravy train, man, as long as it'll take you, as far as it'll take you.
And
it's going to hit every week.
maybe Oakley as well, over the middle shots. So I think those three guys are going to be huge, and then of course Avery. And this is, I'm basing this off the Baylor game. I know Baylor doesn't have a great defense, but Avery did throw for over 300 yards in that game, and we had a lot of spreading out of the ball, which is what we're going to need to do.
I might stack Jace on the yards and a touchdown, and then something with Avery, and then maybe Baron Morton.
Yeah, that's what I was
on the undies, some kind of undie.
I was just gonna say Baron Morton to throw an interception.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Sure.
I thought that too. Or maybe the I love to bet on the road teams' backup running backs to go under, even though the numbers are like 19, 24, 28, because those, especially if you get the right matchups, backup running backs for the opposing team on the road under. So I might look at the Texas Tech backup running back, or the guy who gets the second most carries to go under on the yards. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Can't be afraid to bet the undies, man. They're banking on you betting all these overs. So you got to look for opportunities to take those unders.
Yeah, Baron Morton rushing yards would probably be a good under. It's not going to be very high, maybe like 10 yards. So if we get pressure on him and get some sacks, he could end up with negative yards rushing. Avery Johnson rushing. They normally have him pretty high, so I'd probably stay away from that because he can get rolling in the pass game, and so he will avoid running the ball at all costs if he is having a good passing game, unless they, design things up for him where he has to get out of the pocket and scramble.
Right. I might take Jacoby Williams under on those rushing yards. He would be the guy getting the second most carries. But anyway,
final predictions.
I wouldn't put too many tractors and bushels of soybeans on this one. Maybe just if you doubled up last week against KU, maybe just take a small piece for reinvestment.
Final predictions.
Final predictors. I'll go first. Well, we got the under 52.5, so I'm going to go with Kansas State 28, Texas Tech 26.
Okay.
That's too many points.
That is too many points.
Let's back that up. Kansas State 28. I just learned how to math a couple days ago. Kansas State 28, Texas Tech 22.
Ooh, close to mine.
22.
And almost exactly the same. I have 29-22.
Oh, wow.
29-22 all day. And then I thought about it a little more, and I thought about maybe changing it to 19 to like 11. Some random safety nonsense.
We can find a way to hold Tech down to 30 or less, then that's pretty impressive. I'm going to stick with my guns here on the under, and the Cats on the money line, 28-22. You got 29, so let's see.
29-22.
I'd love to see.
I don't know how we're going to get there, but like I said, a lot of conservative, probably field goals. Maybe go with Luis.
Scooping the score. We're going to get a scoopy score.
Or maybe go with Texas Tech's kicker.
Oh, yeah, lots of field goals. They're going to be going for it a lot. If they're in our red zone and in our territory, they're not going to settle too much for field goals. I would doubt. I might take the under on that 1.5.
All right. So Saturday's not just a game; it's a case statement. Tune in, turn up, and let the Wildcats roar.
Turn it up.
This is the Paw'dCats Sports Podcast. We are the fiercest voice in the Flint Hills.
Mm-hmm.
Stay fierce, stay loyal.
Always.
And let's make Manhattan shake.
Do the Harlem Shake? Having flashbacks. Oh, we doing the Wabash Shake.
Yeah.
Can I do a little canoeing when I'm Wabashing this weekend?
If you would like to do that, you can do that.
Straight up Wildcat Creek. Looking forward to it. Well, that's a wrap, guys. The fiercest voices in the Flint Hills are out. I'll see you all in Manhattan on Saturday afternoon. Peace.
Check you later.
Adios, amigos. Auf Wiedersehen. Juice.